Hi, ladies. Welcome back or welcome to the In Her Image podcast. I'm your host, Andrea John, and I am so glad that you are here for another episode of season 2. So far, we've talked about identity, who God says you are. We've talked about design and purpose, how you were created with intention. And today, I want to talk to you about something every one of us needs: strength for every day. When we think of strength, we often picture like physical strength, carrying heavy weights or running long distances. That is something so up my alley, so it's the first thing I think about when I think about the word strength. And yes, those things matter. But the strength that I'm talking about today is deeper than that. It's the kind of strength that carries you through when life feels overwhelming, when your to-do list seems to never end, which I feel like is most of us, and when your heart is carrying more than anyone else can see. Like, there's things within us that I feel like we can all say no one can truly understand. Do you hear me? Are you with me on that? Proverbs 31:25 says, "She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future." Notice it does not say that she feels strong. It says she is clothed with strength. That means that strength isn't something she had to manufacture on her own. It was something she put on, like a covering. And that is good news because it means strength doesn't have to come from you. It comes from God. Let me share a little story. There was a season in my life when I felt like I had nothing left to give. I was empty, I was broken, I was lost. I was in absolute darkness. I was showing up for my family, doing my responsibilities, but inside, I was exhausted. I felt like I was a failure. And it was in that place that I realized I could not depend on my own strength anymore. I had nothing to give, and I had to lean on God's strength. And you know what? He met me there. Not by making everything magically easy, but by giving me the endurance, the peace, the courage, and most importantly, the love to keep going. That's what he does. His strength shows up in our weakness. Maybe today you're listening and you feel tired. Maybe you've been pushing through, holding it all together, but inside you are absolutely depleted and exhausted. I want you to know you do not have to do this in your own power. God invites you to exchange your weakness for his strength. Isaiah 40:31 says, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." That, my friend, is the promise. You can keep moving forward, not because you're superhuman, but because he is faithful. Here's your reflection for this week. Ask yourself, where do I feel the weakest right now? And I want you to write it down. Then I want you to pray over it, asking God to cover you with his strength in that exact area. And watch how he shows up. Because God does not need you to lie and to pretend. He does not need you to act like things are strong for him, like you have faith that does not exist. He wants you to be open and vulnerable. So share with him what your weak point is, and he will show up for you. And don't forget, you do not have to walk this out alone. We have a private Facebook group where women just like you are gathering to walk this out together. I absolutely love this group. Everyone is so encouraging. When you need prayer, like everyone steps up, and it's just become a beautiful community and expression of God's love. We encourage each other, pray for each other, and remind one another that we are clothed in God's strength. You can find the link in the show notes below. And also in the show notes, you're going to find the pre-order link. If you haven't yet ordered, take advantage now because during the month of October 2025, you can get 20% off the book while it's in its pre-order phase. You get 20% off, promo code preorder20. Make sure to grab your copy today. Thank you so much for joining me. I love it when you're here. Next week, we're going to talk about one of my favorite verses, what it means to laugh at the days to come without fear. You don't want to miss it. This is one that I had to learn to live. And as with so many things about the Proverbs 31 woman, this was a game changer. So make sure that you pop in on Tuesday to make sure that you listen in. Until then, hold on to this truth. You are clothed in God's strength, and that strength is more than enough for you today.